Okay, Greg Gang, so me and my uncle here in the morning, we're actually gonna go kayak bass fishing in the river. And so a few minutes ago, I went down to his house. I was like, hey, yo, uncle, where are we dropping? He's like, we're going to Site B because Site A is compromised. Don't tell anybody, but we are going to Site B, also known as Secret Spot. And so, Kendall, what are you gonna use in the river? Well, I'm glad you asked. The first bait I'm going to be throwing is this little chartreuse looking outfit spinner bait, but then on the back of it, I have a little Biospawn Exo Swim. Now, since we're in the river, the watercolor's not the clearest, so we need a lot of vibration, which is the reason not only I went for this spinnerbait blade, but I also went for the trailer on the back. Like I said, on the back is an Exo Swim. The color, to be exact, Lab Magic right there. And I'm sure that if I get in the river and they're just hitting the spinnerbait funky, I can probably just put one of these on without the blade and the skirt and everything and probably do pretty good. However, that's not going to be my second option. My second option is also going to be a Biospawn, but my second option is actually going to be a Exo stick. These exact ones right here in the color Junebug. What I'm thinking is like, hey bro, we're fishing in the river, we're fishing for current related fish. I'm thinking, hey brother, I put on a weightless, like maybe even wacky, I don't know, but a weightless Exo stick, throw it over there in the current where it like whips around a rock or something like that. Let the current take the Exo stick down the river. Once it passes a rock, a bass is sitting behind the rock just waiting for something to come by. He eats it. That's the plan, guys. That's the plan. Now, Biospawn has been gracious enough to work with me on this episode, but what they've done for the Grey Gang is they've actually gave y'all a promo code, which is down in the description. I think it's Grey Gang, but the Biospawn promo code is down in the description. Hit that link, and it'll actually get you, well, a discount, which is obviously better than buying it full price. We're gonna be taking out the old kayak. I have been getting wet, but for some reason, there's holes in the bottom of my kayak, and let me show them to you. It honestly makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I've complained with my kayak filling up with water before, but I just now realized a few days ago, there's literally holes built into the kayak. Like this is, I've got it all strapped up on the trapping shack on wheels. I was about to go hit a deep woods pond, but then again, I was like, he said, let's go to the river. I'm going, son. Let's go to the river. Good job. But here's what I was talking about, guys. If you look at the seat here and you raise them up, there is holes right there. Like, that's an actual hole right there. It goes all the way through. And there's two of them. There's one over here and over here. And so I know what you're thinking. You're like, dude, that don't even go to the bottom. That just goes to the inside. That's what I thought too. Until I flipped it over. No, sir. There's holes. The same holes go all the way down to the bottom, and they're wide open. Why in the world did Sun Dolphin think it was a good idea to put holes straight through the kayak that come out right on your butt? That does not make sense. Now I gotta figure out a way to flip this kayak over again. There we go. Just so you know, guys, I bought a cheap one so that I could do that right there. This is the cheapest one I could find. But I mean, besides taking in 30 pounds of water each time I go fishing, it's done pretty good. Enough of my ranting, guys. I will see you guys in the morning with an update. I just want to warn you guys right now, the next time you're going to see me, I'm going to be half asleep and almost dead. See you then. Okay, it is the next morning. I'm actually more awake than I predicted. Still half asleep, but at least I'm only half asleep. I got up about an hour ago. Now let me tell you guys, last night got a little crazy, and it all happened in my dream, okay? So I had this dream. Can't really talk about what it was about, mainly because I done forgot. But what I do remember is that I vlogged the entire thing. Like, my dream was a day of vlogging, and I just want to tell you guys, like, if that dream was real, I was even a little bit disappointed whenever I woke up. But if that dream was real, we'd have a really good vlog today. But stinks for both of us. It was a dream. I know, right? I did bring some duct tape, though, to fix the holes. Now, how am I going to do this? I really don't feel like getting wet today, so I'm definitely going to try to fix these the best I can. So there's the holes. Here's random duct tape. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I'm just going to try it, though. And I'm just going to stuff it down there. Just like that. Now, it might work, it might not. But I tell you one thing. At least it's a chance. If there's a chance it'll work, I'll be happy. And there we go. We're good to go, hopefully. Here's a look at the final design. Sort of crude. I don't know how good it'll hold, but, well, I really don't know. We're just going to try it today. Also brought this rag, just in case I overrun with water like I do every single time. My plan with this thing is, let's say there's water in that hole, I can throw it in the hole, squish it a few times, then pull the water out and squeeze it out. It looks good on paper, but will it work in the water? Doubt it. Guys, it's about 7 o'clock. Peanut over there, he's still asleep. We're going to walk up on him and see what he's doing. We got to be real quiet. Peanut, what are you doing? What are you doing, Peanut? Now, Peanut is the half asleep I was talking about this morning. Okay, so we made it. We're at the river now. He's fishing out of his kayak. I'm fishing out of my kayak. And, well, yeah, that's about it. I've done told y'all this, but I'm going to be starting out with that little spinnerbait with the Exo Swim on the back. Just give it a little bit more vibration and action. And hopefully, guys, hopefully we should do some good because, you know, it looks good. And it was at this moment when my uncle tried to straddle the kayak, but failed.
First thing, what do you think about that, bud?
I don't even know. It's a good start, I guess.
Yeah. I was trying to balance my one on that 1 foot. Let's see if I can do this again. I what got ready now.
Oh. So we're going up the river, I guess, and floating back down. I believe I'm going to switch up to a little weightless thing, flip it around these trees. I don't know, spinnerbait, it just ain't worked yet. Pulling out the fanny pack and then a little Bowspun Exo stick in jumbo color. There he is. Oh man. Oh, first one. Finally. A little one. Little spotted bass. A little weightless Exo stick. Not big, but he was beside those rocks, which may have something to do with it. Not exactly sure, but thanks for biting, little brother. See you later, David. Okay, one fish down. Right there on that little Exo stick weightless style. Let me show you what I'm doing here. You know how I was talking about how my kayak fills up with water? Well, it's not done it as bad, but just a little bit of water from the paddle still getting in. So here's what I'm doing. I'm still using the sponge idea with this thingy, you know. It's picking up the water pretty good. It's just every now and again, maybe there'll be a puddle over here, so I'll set it down, but now there's a puddle over here and I just throw it down there. Let it sit there for a few seconds and pull it up and the water's gone, and then I just squeeze it out. That's actually a really good idea.
2 hours later.
I believe I'm going to switch over to a little Texas rig now. I fished the top section with the spinnerbait. I fished the middle with the little weightless worm. Now I'm going to fish the bottom and just focus on slowing down. Just soak the worm, guys. Just let it sit there and do the dangle like that right there. And hopefully maybe there's some on the bottom. I'm not exactly sure. Now I have a conspiracy theory. I know it's almost July, but my conspiracy theory is they might be spawning. They're not in ambush areas, like where the current rips around and into slack water. That's where they should be, but they're just not there. So they may be spawned. And also, I'm not exactly sure when bass spawn in rivers, so it might be, it might not be. That's just a conspiracy theory. Nobody knows the truth yet. Don't worry, guys. I'll figure it out for you. Now that right there, my friends, is one juicy looking setup. Just a 1/4 ounce head, nothing special. And the special thing about these plasma tails is when this falls to the bottom, the little plasma tip right here on the end, it's a different kind of plastic. I'm not exactly sure what kind, but it is less dense than water, which means the tail part floats. So whenever you throw it out there and let it sink, the head's gonna go to the bottom just like that, and the tail is gonna float up. It just gives the bass something to look at. And then whenever you sit there and shake it, the tail just sits there and shakes too. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys, I played with these worms in my sink and I just about ate them. They look good.
This thing right here. You can't get out of it or in it. It dumped me once, it ain't gonna dump me again.
Well, at least we're alive. We didn't exactly catch them all. I did catch one. He caught like 2 or 3. Besides that, guys, it's a pretty slow day. And I really don't know what the problem was either. I mean, it did rain yesterday, but it didn't rain enough to really affect. I don't know, guys, but they just did not. Now, since it is Saturday, it's time for the verse of the week, and this week's verse is coming out of Matthew 26:41. It says, "Stay awake and pray, so that you won't enter into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." Right here in the beginning of the verse, it says, "Stay awake and pray, so that you won't enter into temptation." It's saying that as if you pray daily and stay spiritual, then it's sort of like borders that'll keep you out of temptation. And also here at the bottom, it says that the spirit is willing, which is good whenever you're praying. You're full of spirit, you're happy, you're doing good things. However, the flesh, which is like not spiritual, you're not not praying much, you're sort of just going with the flow of life, it's weak, just like the verse says. So if I had one question for you today, it would be, are you living in the Spirit or are you living in the flesh? The Spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Which one are you? Kinda deep, I know. It's serious stuff. It's literally the difference between life and death, if you know what I mean. But anyways, Grey Gang, it is a Saturday. I will see you Monday. Have a good weekend, I guess. Be happy. Stay spiritual. Don't do anything you will regret later. And besides that, I see you later, my dudes.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching Kendall Gray Outdoors. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to pick up some merch at kendallgray1.com. See ya.